Oh, what is up, everyone? This is OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to the PE news segment. Today, we got a bunch of great topics for you guys, in addition to a discussion at the end, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So, Platinum Games is celebrating their 10th anniversary, and the president of Platinum Games said that they want to create an entirely original IP within the next 3 years. So here's what he had to say on their website. Quotations: last year, Platinum Games celebrated its 10th anniversary, and it proved to be a major turning point in our company's history. We've worked hard to reorganize our company in order to achieve further progress in the next 10 years, such as by reforming the company structure and by improving the working conditions. I've also told all of the company staff about my intentions to create a completely new and original company-owned IP within 3 years. Ever since Platinum Games was founded, we've always dreamed of owning our own IP, and last year we made the first step towards achieving that goal. So this is pretty good stuff here, because Platinum Games has been making a lot of license-based games and different stuff. They did Transformers, they're doing Nier, that's not license-based, but that's still not their own IP, that's Square Enix's. They did make Wonderful 101, but that still belongs to Nintendo since they funded the whole thing. So I think it's really cool that Platinum is growing, they're reorganizing it, and they're getting ready to develop their own IP, so they don't have to be bound to the developers' whims here and there, whether it be Nintendo or Square Enix or Microsoft with Scalebound. They're always doing stuff for other people, and that pays the bills. Trust me, Platinum Games makes plenty of money to hire all the staff that they have, so they necessarily don't have to worry about game sales like 100%, but at the same time, you still want them to be able to go out there, make a game, and make pretty much 100% of what they can do. Now, if they can self-publish that title as well, that would be really good, but I think just building the foundations of getting your own IP, then picking up a publisher might be the first step, and then from there, if that is successful, and self-publish your own game, which is harder, but you can do it if you have your own original IP. So we'll see what happens for Platinum Games. I'm really excited for Nier. I'm really excited to see what they have for Nintendo, because they are one of the confirmed third-party developers for Nintendo, so I can't wait to see what they have for the Nintendo Switch, in addition to stuff like Nier and Scalebound that are going to be PS4 and Xbox One exclusives, respectively. Alright, next, we got a trio of developers who share their thoughts on the Nintendo Switch, Nvidia development, and what they're excited for. UK Magazine caught up with Drinkbox co-founder Graham Smith, Rebellion Development co-founder Chris Kingsley, and Zen Studios VP of Publishing Mel Kirk. So here's what they had to say on the power of the Nintendo Switch. At the moment, the Nintendo Switch does not appear to be a system of horsepower or technology that takes consoles to new heights. Rather, Nintendo is positioning the device as a home console that can be taken on the go, providing a gaming experience that can continue without interruption. While the technology available to do that is already readily available, Nintendo does have a way of enticing its long faithful fan base with an exciting first-party library, which should lead to the tech being adopted quickly. Add in reinvigorated third-party support to boundary-pushing technology, and raw processing power likely won't matter. It's natural for developers to focus on more powerful consoles, but it's never really seemed to be Nintendo's priority. For me, the power argument rests on getting near parity with other consoles to make it easier to bring our games onto multiple platforms. When there is a big difference in power, it's a harder job, and a risk-reward equation shifts. Switch is definitely more powerful, especially for those used to mobile platforms, but perhaps not powerful enough for some, especially those used to AAA development. These days, of course, there's quite a wide and diverse range of game types, so there's a lot more opportunity for all developers. On whether Nintendo Switch will be better platform to build than the Wii U due to it being Nvidia based, here's what they had to say. If development is more akin to the other standard way of working, that should help make life easier for developers in general, so we can spend more time making games great and less just making games work. I'm not familiar with the technology being used in the Switch, but development for the Wii U was not difficult at all in our experience. Nintendo has been in the console business for a long time at this point. I'd be very surprised if they didn't make the Switch a piece of hardware that would be difficult to work on from their previous consoles or anything like that. Most developers have experience working with Nvidia tech at some point. Their tools and tech are really easy to integrate, so yes, I think this makes Switch the platform much easier, if not better, to develop on than the Wii U. Now, on the elements of the Nintendo Switch that excites them the most, I like the flexibility of the controllers. In short, they bring new opportunities and, of course, new challenges. Of what's been revealed so far, the portability of the console has me the most excited. I travel a lot, and I love the idea of what Nintendo is offering with the Switch. I'm picturing myself exploring Zelda dungeons in my tent late at night while camping, or playing Smash Bros against my neighbor on the flight to GDC. For me, it's being able to play a console quality Mario or Zelda game and take it on me when it's time for me to leave the house. So interesting stuff there all around from all these developers. It seems like there are some concerns when it comes to the power of the system, but at the same time, a lot of them say the architecture is definitely going to help when it comes to developing games for the Nintendo Switch. And on top of that, one of them says that he is not even familiar with the power of the system or with the system at all, but says maybe it's not. So there's still speculation on the power or not as far as what the system can do, but I do feel, based on it being Nvidia of GeForce PCs and all that, so I'm really looking forward to Nintendo Switch, and I'm really looking forward to the actual portability of it, just being able to take the game on the go and also be able to have it at home. And I'm looking forward to all the different games that are going to be coming to the system, just because it is essentially going to be a replacement for the Nintendo 3DS and for the Wii U. So you're going to get a lot of games from all of Nintendo's developers, in addition to a lot of the developers who put games out on 3DS. We have Atlas support, Gung Ho is making games for it, Silicon Studios making games, Square Enix, Capcom. So there are going to be a lot of portable game developers also on this Nintendo Switch for a home console as well. So that's going to be really exciting, because one of my big gripes with the Nintendo 3DS was I can't play the games on the big screen, and the quality of the Nintendo 3DS graphics were kind of poor, especially for 2015, 2016 and on. So I'm really looking forward to this system and seeing what these developers can do on it. And lastly, I want to move on to a discussion here, because people have talked about third-party support so much with the Nintendo Switch, mainly Western third-party support. It seems like when you talk about third-party support, Japanese third-party support necessarily doesn't matter, because we know the Switch is going to get that. So people are talking about Western third-party support as if it's the be-all, end-all of this system. And while I do think Western third-party support is important for some, it's not important for everyone, and it's definitely not the death or life of a system. Heck no, if that was the case, then the Nintendo 3DS would not be as popular as it was, selling over 60 million units worldwide, and probably could have sold more if the functionality was a little bit better in the system. So if you're expecting the Nintendo Switch to get every single PS4 and Xbox One Western game out there, all from the major developers and all that, don't expect that, because that's not going to happen. Nintendo isn't making a system for PS4 and Xbox One dudes and PC guys. They're just not. This system is not for you guys. This system is for Nintendo fans and more of the casual base that kind of wants to play those type of games on the go, like an Animal Crossing or something like that, or indie games that are out there. That's who this system is for. Now, there are going to be PS4 and Xbox One dudes who do like Nintendo that will pick this up, but it's not for the hardcore third-party dude that's sitting there and all on his library is all third-party games from Activision, from EA. All they purchase is FIFA and Madden and Call of Duty and Battlefield. This system is not for you, so you're not going to be excited about the system. But I feel that a lot of times people talk about it, especially in the media, talk about it as if this system needs to be for that audience, even though that there's a PS4, Xbox One, and PC for you to play all of those. And if you truly want to be an elite gamer, and I put quotations around there, you shouldn't be playing PS4 and Xbox One. If you're talking about third-party support, you should be playing that on the PC, because you can get really beefy GTX graphics cards or Radeon graphics cards that destroy the PS4 and Xbox One, where you can play games at 1080p 60 frames per second, no problem. Heck, my PC in 2015 still beats the PS4 and Xbox One by a good amount. I can play Mankind Divided in 1080p 60 frames per second, where you can't do that on PS4 and Xbox One. So if that's what you're expecting, don't be expecting that, because this system, the Nintendo Switch, is really to put everything on the same boat. So Nintendo can have all those Japanese games that they got, all those Japanese developers that put out games on the Nintendo 3DS, and all the developers as far as Nintendo's own that put out games across the Wii U and the 3DS, all on one platform. And Nintendo is banking on that, in addition to the portability and console hybrid features to sell in America, in the Western territories, and also to sell big in Japan with portables. There's no way you're going to be able to get this super powerful system in something that small. So anyone who's expecting this awesome third-party developed machine, just play your PS4 and Xbox One. And if you have a PS4 and Xbox One, you don't need another option to play the same games that you can play on a PC that would probably be a better option for you than a Nintendo Switch. Now, I'm not saying to anyone who's wanting or expecting third-party support that it's a wrong thing. And if you're a Nintendo-only dude, so if this is the only system that you're going to purchase, then yeah, you're probably going to want every single game. But if you have a PS4, Xbox One, or a PC like I do, Western third-party support is always just like, okay, great if it comes, but I'm not going to sit here and throw a hissy fit if there's not a game or two, because I have multiple systems. And that's the thing that I never understand about people who come out and claim that they love PS4 or Xbox One the most. You're not going to buy games on the Switch anyway, so what does it matter? And there's still always a superior option on PC if you truly want the best graphics and frame rate and all that. This system, once again, is for Nintendo fans. It's for 3DS dudes and it's for Wii U dudes. So people who love first-party games on the Wii U and bought it for that, and people who love the Nintendo 3DS for the variety of Japanese RPGs, action games, and everything that system got. It is going to be the ultimate system for those fans, in addition to a few Western games just like the Wii U got. Probably a little bit better because the architecture is there, Unreal Engine 4 native support is there, Unity, OpenGL, so it's definitely going to have more. As we've already seen that, we got Skyrim, we got more games coming, NBA. It's going to get those titles here and there, but it's not going to get everything. And in my opinion, someone who's a multi-console owner, it doesn't need to get everything, nor do I think I'd even want to buy everything on my Nintendo Switch, because I do have a PC, once again, that can play games at a very high frame rate and good resolution. So that's just my opinion on the matter. I always found it strange when people shake their fist and do all this, especially, like, once again, I don't want to rehash everything, but the IGN podcast, these dudes that admit to loving PlayStation and saying, oh, well, it needs this because it just needs to have that. I mean, I'm probably not going to play it on that system, but it needs to have it. So that's the one thing that I want to say. And of course, disregarding the handheld portion of this whole thing, because they're just looking at the Wii U and saying, oh, well, the Wii U failed because it didn't have third-party support, but you're not realizing that this system, it's a hybrid. It's going to have 3DS stuff as well, but I guess the 3DS doesn't exist, right? Games like Monster Hunter, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, Persona Q, Shin Megami Tensei, do these games even exist to some of these people? Who knows? But anyway, that's the end of my discussion here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Also, make sure you hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for more news, reviews, trailers, tips, and tricks, and everything in gaming. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys for the next video. Peace.